ready to talk about 1968. Gosh, it's going to be 9 years old then. Wow, just growing like a weed, wasn't I? Last time 1967, when I did that, I threw up the wrong Beatles album. And the reason why I really had it in my head, it was Revolver, the one that I meant to show, though, but I didn't have it yet. So that's probably why I didn't get it shown. And I just got the other one stuck in my mind, was Magical Mystery Tour. That's the one that came out in 67. I really do like this one. I just think it's a wonderful album. So that's 67, but that's the past. So 1968, I believe I had 18, 19, 20 albums to choose from. So I looked at what I had, and there could be more, but I got to find them. So I looked at them, I wrote them down, and I said, that's the first one I want to play, that's the second one I want to play, third one. That's the science I put behind this. What did I want to play first, second, third, fourth? I went right down to 10. Anything after 10 I didn't play. Hey, then I guess you weren't in it. One of them, though, and I know I have it, and I can't find where the heck it is, so I'm going to give it number 11, okay? I would have gave it more, but I can't find it to show. And that is, it's a soundtrack. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Man, that is one of my all-time favorite soundtracks. I have listened to it so often. Love the movie, but the music made the movie. Without Morricone's soundtrack, really, would that movie had been that good? Can you imagine the shootout without that music? Can you imagine the beginning without that music? It was beautiful. So I don't know where it's at. I'll find it. So I'm going to give it honorable mention. But I listen to that soundtrack a lot. It still do. It still just means a lot. After I finished this video on 68, there was one album that I forgot that should have been in the top 10. And so I want to make sure I show it. Otis Redding at the Whiskey A Go-Go. This thing's fire, man. Otis is, obviously this is toward the end of his life, and he's just incredible on this album. Came out in 68. He does I Can't Turn You Loose, Pain in My Heart, Mr. Pitiful, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, Respect, Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. He owns it. He owns every single song. He makes them so dang good. This is one of the best soul albums, in my opinion, from 1968, and definitely a top 10 in there. So good stuff. Had to show that. Gotta listen to that one. All right, that's it. So let's go into number 10. And I struggled with this one, but I did put it in at number 10. It's the Beatles' White Album. I call it the White Album with a little dot on it. So the White Album with a dot. Obviously there's some classic songs on here that are extremely popular. Many people like this as one of their favorite Beatles albums. I like it. I think it's a great Beatles album. It's in my top 5 Beatles album. But it's not one that I would necessarily pull out. I'll listen to Magical Mystery Tour first. I think my problem with it's 2 LP set. And if it was a 1 LP, it could have been packed with all killer. I think there's some filler, which happens with 2 LP sets. It just does. I think everyone starts going, well, let's do this, let's do that. I want to have my own song. I want a song. And we start pushing in things, and we could have edited it better. Still, it has Helter Skelter. What more can you ask? And Back in the USSR, which is just such a good song. So, number 10. Then, number 9. As usual, I didn't pull the plastic off. I'm sorry. Fleetwood Mac, and this is with Peter Green. This is basically the very first one. This thing is just a blues dynamo. it is so good. It's just fun to listen to because they worship the blues, especially Peter Green. And he was an incredible blues guitarist. Really, I think he gets his due now. So many people celebrate him on what he did, but at the time, not so much. But he knew how to do it and to make just incredible sounding blues. And I love playing this album. And I put that at number 9. Number 8, Little Soul. If you're going to have a little soul, then you need to play the Lady of Soul, Aretha Franklin here on Atlantic. And this one has Chain of Fools. Chain, 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 chain of fools. Beautiful Atlantic label. She was just, she was in the heyday. She was just knocking it out. A lot of them, though, you know, songs she took from other people and she made them their own. And that's the one thing Aretha Franklin was very, very good at. It might not necessarily be her own stuff, which generally she had people writing, but she knew how to write, take, and make some other song into some type of soul classic. I mean, you got You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Well, maybe not me so much. Come Back Baby, Groovin', Since You've Been Gone. Just so much good stuff. Just pure soul, something everyone should have. So we're going to give that number 8. Number 7, Johnny Cash, Folsom, at Folsom Prison. I did not grow up to be I was not a Cash lover growing up. He was country western. There's a TV show. My parents watched the TV show. I was like, oh God. You know, you got one TV, one black and white TV. Well, you want to watch TV, you're watching what the parents want to watch. That's the way it was. They just had us get up and turn the channel for them, you know, kids. But I really grew to love Johnny Cash, and I just think this is just a masterful album. When he sings with his wife, which, oh my God, oh, now June Carter, that's it. I just think it's beautiful when him and June Carter sing. Long Black Veil's on here. He makes that song his own. It's just beautiful. Orange Blossom Special, Folsom Prison Blues, and it's just his talking and everything that's conversing. I have a bigger set of this, the box set that came out, but just an incredible album. One of the greatest country albums, in my personal opinion, at number 7, Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison Blues. Number 6, it's a little different pick. Maybe everyone else will pick it. I don't know. That's the Churchills, out of Israel. Here's the album. It was the repress that came out a few years ago. Great stuff. This album is, I mean, it's psychedelic rock classic. It is incredible. It blows you away. The music that they made, it's killer psych. It's some of the best psych. You know, here, let me tell you, if you got an original right now, high as $6,000. Yeah, if you got a little something extra. Medium is $2,558. 62 people have it. 812 want it. Well, by God, if that's not on a top 10, what should be? I mean, that is nuts. I mean, but it is so good. You know, the repress you can still, I think you can find out there. It's just great music. If you've never listened to it, I would recommend streaming it. It is the Churchills, and you know, the name of the album is, oh, it's just Churchills, and then there's some funky cymbals on there. There. Oh my God, I lost it. There we go. Hold on. Forget it. Freaking A. Little symbols there. Beats me. The Churchills. Just great stuff. I really love that album. So that was number 6. Good stuff. Number 5. we're going to go with the Rolling Stones, Beggars, Banquet. Steve, Flipside CD, my apologies. I know you'll get over this. It's not my favorite Stones album. Is it one of my, but they have two of my all-time favorite Stones songs on here. Sympathy for the Devil is probably my #1 Stones song. That's incredible. The music, the rhythm, the bass guitar of Bill Wyman on that is outstanding. It is just outstanding. He's so in a groove, him and Charlie. It just is great. And then Street Fighting Man's on here. That's a 1-2 punch that's hard for any other album to compete with. Both of them, incredible stuff. Really, it's a excellent album. But those are the two that's why I got to #5. It could have fallen back further, but I listen to those two constantly over and over. And Sympathy for the Devil, it gets hit. That plays on my phone. I'm going to repeat it again. That bass playing. So #5. #4. Van Morrison's Astral Weeks. I had to grow into this. When I first got it, it was like, that's kind of a hippy-dippy thing. I mean, the interesting story with it is, he was he was in Boston, and he was playing the pubs, and he had more of a pub rock type thing. It was like them still. So he was playing rock and roll. He was playing some blues, and then I guess if I remember right, he didn't have an electric guitar, and so they gave him an acoustic. And he just began strumming, and he took some of these songs, began doing an acoustic, and go, damn, I like this. He found himself. So instead of kind of repeating them, doing that, he suddenly goes, this brought a whole new direction and really changed him. One of his good friends, I believe, was Jay Giles up there, and he would bounce this stuff off of Giles. Of course, Giles is really tall, he's really small, and kind of a funny group. But in here, Astral Weeks, Sweet Thing is just one of the most beautiful songs, I think. The flute on Sweet Things is just so incredibly beautiful. The violins, wow. Madame George, Cypress Avenue, Beside You, an absolute wonderful. It's not my favorite Van Morrison album, but it ranks right up there. It wasn't at the start, but I grew into that one. So that was #4. #3. Music from the Big Pink, from the band. Here is another group that when I heard them in college on FM radio, it just made me want to throw up. That's old-timey, kind of country-ish music. And for a long time, I did not like them. Sam I Am. I did not like the band. But when CDs came out, I bought their CDs and I began to dig into it. And this album became just a favorite. I mean, on here we have The Weight. I mean, The Weight itself, one of the greatest songs ever. Their version of Long Black Veil, I must like that. I like Johnny Cash's version, but their version of Long Black Veil is so beautiful, so haunting. Tears of Rage, To Kingdom Come, Chest Fever, Wheels on Fire, I Shall Be Released. I mean, it's great song after great song after great song. It is just, what a debut album to introduce the world to this group. The beginning, you could say, almost of Americana type music. They made the accordion cool. Accordion was all polka to me, man. Garth Hudson, when he plays that, it sounds wonderful. So, #3. #2, moving along. Pink Floyd, Saucer Full of Secrets. Dang. This side 1 is a tour de force. You just can't go wrong. Let There Be More Light. Remember a Day. Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun. Corporal Clegg, Roger Waters, okay. But those first 3, just are, again, kind of the psychedelic masterpiece happening. Side 2, A Saucer Full of Secrets, just wonderful stuff. Sid Barrett's Jug Band Blues, it's like, let's give them a song. It's kind of happy, carefree. It's very Sid Barrett. Very Sid Barrett. Would have fit well into the first album. On here, though, it doesn't necessarily fit. It's kind of like a puzzle piece that's not quite there. But the early Pink Floyd was just so incredible. The playing, the mysticism, you could say, that was, underneath this music. And where's it taking me to? We're going to a different planet. What's happening? That's what that stuff was like. And then the number one, Miles in the Sky. Man, this is one of my all-time favorite Miles albums. This album is the transition. This takes him from his quintet and brings him into the world of electronics. On here, he got Herbie Hancock to play the electric piano. Hancock was pissed. He didn't want to do it. I don't play electric piano. I play the piano. And they had to talk him in. They had to try and keep him from quitting. He didn't want to do it. Well, you know what Herb Hancock became? He became just an electric piano genius, right? They brought in George Benson. They brought in an electric guitar. It began to change. A lot of the stuff is quieter. It is. Side 1, we have, this is actually a 45 RPM version from Mo-Fi, but you have Stuff and Paraphernalia. On the second side, Black Comedy and Country Sun. It is a gorgeous, beautiful music. It's not super funky, but it's going somewhere. And the electric piano of Hancock really stands out. Just what a great masterpiece from Miles Davis. Just love this one to death. I have another copy that I play all the time because I don't want to screw up my Mo-Fi. But wonderful stuff. So there it is. That's my top albums of 1968. Those are the ones that I play the most. That's the order in which as I grab them and go, this is what I got to play first, second, third, fourth. That's what makes me happy. So appreciate you doing this with me. I know there's a lot of them going out there. Vinyl Richie got this going, and we're all just grabbing onto Vinyl Richie's coattails, because he's the man. He says this is good to do, and we go, well, okay. I'm just hoping he doesn't say robbing banks is good, because then we're all going to do that too. So, thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Bye.